Good morning. Welcome to day 66, April 24th. It's 8:30. I've been hiking for about 20 minutes. And I don't know what it is about me and National Park. I don't know if you recall, but the first night I went in the Smokies, we got 3 or 4 inches of snow. And my first night in the Shenandoahs, and I get rain. But I can't really complain because I haven't had hiking rain in a while. I can't even remember the last time I hiked in rain. I hiked in snow for a while, but rain I can't remember. So I can't really complain. And it's chilly, but I'm not freezing like I did when I was in between Silerbald and NOC. So I'm gonna make it. The reason that I have the camera toward my face is my nieces, Lauren and Madison, they wanted to see more facial shots. So here you go, ladies, for whatever it's worth. And since there's nothing but a mist, as you can see, going through a huge boulder field right now, but there's not a lot to see if I point it forward. If you watched my last video, you heard me say that I was hoping that I could get in the shelter. Well, I got there and it was full. I mean, really full, like 12 people full. And there were tent pads, which I haven't seen a tent pad or intentionally constructed tent pad yet that was completely level. I don't know if they do it on purpose, or I mean, they're most probably volunteer workers and they say that's good enough. But when I got there, I had my pick of about 3, and I picked the best one, but it still wasn't level. So when I got there, there were 2 other tents set up, and there were, I think, 4 other tenters that came along, and a couple of thru hikers that I saw down at the shelter. I don't know what they did. I know a couple I met coming out that were just going to go on and stealth camp somewhere. But there's water issues along this section of the trail for about 10 miles south of Black Rock Hut. There's no water. And for at least 8, well, I take that back. If Loft Mountain Campground is open, which is 6.5, there's water there, but it doesn't open until May 2nd. So the soonest I could get water is 8.5 if I walk the 6 miles down to the Loft Mountain wayside to get some hot food. And they said they have milkshakes there. Somewhere here in the park is the famous blackberry milkshake. But with these weather conditions, I'm not really longing for a milkshake. And I gotta go almost 22 miles today. And I got a late start. So, and it said that the trail down to the wayside was very steep, and 0.6 miles. So if I do 0.6 down, 0.6 up, that's going to add an extra 1.2 to my day. So I'm trying to decide if doing an extra 1.2 is worth a cheeseburger or whatever hot food I would order and a milkshake. So I got about 8 miles to figure that out. Started raining about, I don't know, 4:30 this morning. About 5:30 I started getting stuff together, and I guess I just wasn't in a hurry because it took me forever to get out of camp. But you develop quite a little system in conditions like this to try to stay dry as long as possible. I had my pack, well, I had everything in my tent with me except my bear bag that I put on the bear pole. And so, you know, you change out of your sleeping clothes and your hiking clothes, and do as much as you can inside the tent. And once I got changed out, I went out and got my food bag off the bear pole, and it was just lightly raining, so I didn't get too wet. But so I got my bear bag and myself up under the vestibule, and tried to stay, you know, kind of inside the door with my rain parka on until I could get that off and get settled back inside the tent as dry as possible. Then I got my ShamWow out and dried off my bear bag so I could bring it inside with me. And I boil my water right under the vestibule. And I know a lot of people might frown at that, thinking I'm going to get carbon monoxide poisoning. But I've done that several times, and my tent is very well ventilated. And it has to be because it's a single wall tent. So I had to switch arms, that's why the shot changed. Boil water, and at Harper Creek, a weekender had given me a Mountain House breakfast skillet. I never had that before, so I decided that this morning I would have that. And it was pretty darn good, I have to say. I don't know that I would buy that and carry it again for breakfast, but not as a thru hiker. On a weekend trip though, that would be nice. And it's much better than oatmeal or Pop-Tart with peanut butter on it. And since I was cooking, I had some coffee too. So that probably added, I don't know, 20 minutes or so to my prep time that I didn't have yesterday. But the good thing is you can move pretty fast here in the Shenandoahs, so even with this weather conditions, I'm pretty sure I can make it to where I'm going in 22 miles. I think it's high something hut. High Rock, maybe? I don't know. Here, I'll give you I'll turn the camera around and give you a shot of what I was talking about, the trail being much nicer than it's been in the other parts of Virginia. So as you can see, it's wide and not a lot of rocks or roots, and the decline is fairly gradual, although it's getting a little steeper than it was. Alright, I got to stop videoing and see if I can't increase my pace a little bit. With that, this is Reboot, heading north. Conditions have gotten worse. It's colder, and if you're up on top of a ridge, the wind's blowing. This is the first time I've come down into any type of ravine and valley today, and there's no wind, thank goodness. But I got to cross this stream here. I decided not to go to the waypoint or wayside because I'm anxious to get to the shelter. Hope to try to get a spot and get into some warm, dry clothes. Made a turn off for a high top hut. There's a southbounder coming out. He said there's 4 people there now, but that the roof is leaking. So sounds like there's room, but I don't know if it's going to be dry room or not. But as you can see, it's been raining, chilly, and windy all day. So it's been a miserable day. I would put this in the top 10 miserable days I've had. 5 of the 6 days in the Smokies, and the 2 days from Siler Bald to NOC, and the 2 days going from Greasy Creek Gap to Over Mountain Shelter, and the 2 days out of Irwin, and I think that makes 11. And so the first day from Siler Bald, or excuse me, second day from Cold Spring Shelter to NOC, my buddy Jake Brake came and rescued me and took me and drive me out. Well, I don't have anybody to come and rescue me here, so this one goes in the top 10 and that one will be 11. But you know what? I didn't go to the wayside and try to bail out somewhere. I didn't go to I didn't stop at the first shelter 8 miles back. I kept going. I got my miles in, and because of that, and I'm getting ready to go inside the shelter here, I'm going to say it's still all good in the woods.
So a slight change of plans. I got to the shelter and there was a hiker there named Landfill, and he said there was a hotel in 3.5 miles at a gap, Swift Run Gap, and he would split a room with me. And I said, heck yeah. And so I busted out 3.5 miles, probably the fastest 3.5 miles I've done the whole time I've been on trail. And the guy who manages the property came up to Swift Run Gap in that black pickup right there and came and got us. I think it's $15 shuttle, and brought us down here, and we're in room 13. So now it's even better in the woods.
The first night I went in this, good Lord, that's horrid. I brought my bear bag back under the vestibule